Let's talk about fairness in relationships. Now, conceptually, we want relationships to be fair. We want to be equals. But unfortunately, we sometimes use those feelings of unfairness, that concept of unfairness, to create disconnection. And I want to talk about how we can avoid that today. I'm Stacy Rocklein, and it's my mission to eradicate loneliness. One conversation at a time, one relationship at a time. And we do that by sometimes trying to avoid disconnections. And fairness creates a disconnection, this concept of fairness. You know this feeling, right? Let's say you're doing the dishes again, and you're thinking to yourself, you know what? This is bullshit. I'm always the one doing the dishes. This isn't fair. And it comes up for good reason. Your ego is wanting to be protective, doesn't want you to be taken advantage of. The feeling itself isn't a bad thing. It's telling you that you need help with something, that you feel the other person is not taking on enough of the burden and it's falling on you, that you're not being acknowledged for your contributions, you're not being appreciated, that the other person isn't being considerate about your feelings or your experience or how their actions are affecting you. So what it brings up isn't a bad thing, but it's what we do with it, because here's the slippery slope. Some unfairness shows up, okay? We think to ourselves, notice when you say things like always and never. He always does this, he never does this, or whenever you hear those words. You have a thought to yourself, I always do the dishes. He never helps with the kids. I always initiate sex, right? He never helps with planning vacations. Just fill in the blank. You've got your regular ways it shows up. So that comes up, and that cues resentment. You start to resent the other person. Now, resentment has a little bit of an angry feel, but also, according to Brene Brown, this is in the envy family, because the other person is doing something that you want to do. Like, you want to get away with not having to pull your weight. You want less work, but I think it's a little bit of both. It's got some anger, irritation, and maybe a little bit of envy. So these other emotions start to come up. And as soon as you have something like resentment show up, if you're not careful, this will start a narrative spiral that will vilify the other person. And that's a strong word, but it'll just set them up as the bad guy. And you'll start to be like, yeah, not only the dishes, but also this, and also this, and also this, and everything like that is causing a disconnection from that person. You are moving yourself away from them mentally, emotionally. And so it's a dangerous rabbit hole to fall down. And it all starts with a very simple feeling of unfairness. So that's going to come up. You can't get away with that. Our emotions will just arise. But I want to offer you a different path. It shows up. This is unfair. You hear that fairness thought in your head, and you can take one of two pathways. You can go down the path that is the resentment path, where basically fairness causes you to draw a line between the two of you. They're on one side, you're on this side. This isn't fair. You're fighting for yourself. You're standing up for yourself, and it's them against you. Or you can take another path. You can take the path where you try to stay on the same team. You try not to draw that line down the middle, and instead you acknowledge that fairness is pointing you to a need. You have a need that's not being met in some way, and the other person can meet it for you. So as soon as it shows up, you go, oh, this isn't a chance for me to get all pissed off at the other person. This is actually a chance for me to figure out what I need and what I need to communicate. And the sooner that you communicate the need, the sooner you shut down that potential spiral that's going to cause further disconnection. I mean, things just come up in our relationships, some unpleasant emotions, and they are always just information, and they can be cues for action, but we get to pick the action to take, and we can take the disconnecting action or we can take the connecting action. And when we identify our need and we communicate it to the other person and they can go, oh shoot, I want to help with that, and we're working together, then we are creating more connection. And that's how we eradicate loneliness in our relationships. So it will show up for you. It shows up for all of us. It's this mechanism within ourselves, which is amazing, trying to protect us, trying to make sure that we're not being treated unfairly or taken advantage of. So it shows up and goes, hey, 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 unfairness, unfairness. And you decide to go, oh, that just means need, and that means communication. Think about it differently, take a different path. That's how we stay close to each other, and that's how we keep growing and nurturing our relationships, which is kind of the most important thing that we're doing here as a human on this earth. If you find this helpful, make sure that you subscribe to this channel so that you can catch all the other videos that I put out that are little ways that we can create more connection and avoid disconnection in our relationships. And like, comment, and share if you know somebody else could benefit from this as well. And I'll see you next time.